right, say one more thing, and I think we are good to go.
Pineapple does not belong on pizza.
Screw you. Okay. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here. Welcome back to another podcast. It's going to be a rather interesting podcast today because I have one of my good friends and actually one of my clients on here, too. Hot damn, I don't think I've ever had one of my clients on a podcast before asking us the real tea. By the way, for anybody who's asking, no, we're not going to be spilling it. We're going to be drinking it because I have Lipton with me right now. Dirty whores, okay? I have with me today on the podcast Mr. DnNeo. How you doing, dude?
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm good. Mr. D. I don't think I've ever been announced as Mr. D. And I'm moving up in the world. I like it.
So you guys, Mr. DnNeo, he hear the Brooklyn coming out hot. Whenever I relax, I kind of find that my Brooklyn comes out a little bit more. But that's beggars can't be choosers.
Well, it's good
So
you're relaxed.
yeah, exactly. Especially when you're doing a podcast because I'm not showing my face, you're not showing your face. I mean, we could be wearing pajamas, and that doesn't mean I'm wearing pajamas. Shut up,
Look,
everybody.
don't judge me in my pajamas. Okay, I'm not. But,
So it's interesting. This today's podcast. This is going to be very interesting because, as a lot of you guys know, I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan, and Neo, he's like the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan you will
whoop,
ever
whoop.
meet. He knows the lore, he knows the history behind it, he's watched the anime, he knows a lot of it. So
I know the
the first
non-ball.
topic. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. So, the first topic that we are going to be diving into today is talking about the new game that came out for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So, Neo, why don't you take the floor and explain to those who might not know that the game was even out a little bit about it?
Yeah. So I'll presume that people that want to hear about Dragon Ball Z will know the Dragon Ball Z franchise. So Kakarot is essentially Dragon Ball Z, all of that. It's basically an RPG game. You fly around the universe. You take on the original story. I believe they've added a few bits as well. And it wasn't just by a random developer, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was actually created by the father, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, Toriyami. So, yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Wow. I see. Like a lot of this is new territory to me, and a lot of people even like who have heard my interview with DM Gaming know that I know the bare minimum about Dragon Ball Z. I tried getting into the series, and for some reason, I don't know, there was a guy with a tail, some purple thing, and I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, you were in my stream the other night, and you were like, "Why is there a purple thing?" And I'm like, "It's a character. It's fine, hipster. It don't freak it. Like you went weird, crazy the fact that there was someone coloured in purple. Considering you play games where you shoot zombies and then there's a demon zombie and then there's a mini French dude as a zombie. It's. But
Wait, did you just say there's a mini French dude?
yeah, mini French dude as a zombie. I watched your your Resident Evil stuff.
Oh yeah, because whenever you said a mini French dude, I was like, wait, which game had a mini French dude?
All of them. Okay, just all of yep.
All of them. We're going fancy over here, okay? Any of my French viewers out there, hi, I love your faces. You guys are awesome. So, I am really happy, actually, about the fact that we are having somebody who knows as much about Dragon Ball Z on my podcast because it gives a little more diversity and a little more spice to my life of the podcast, if you will. And the next question I have for you, Neo, is whenever you were getting into the series that is Dragon Ball Z, what was the main thing that really drew you into it?
The main, so a little bit of background. When I was a kid, I watched X-Men, I watched Spider-Man, all of those sort of 90s TV shows. And then Pokemon came out and Digimon came out. And then this thing came out called Dragon Ball Z. And everyone's like, what the hell is it made no sense, right? The title itself makes no sense. And I just started watching it. And for some reason, the characters just spoke to me. I think it was more the characters rather than the storyline. You've said a few times that with the storyline, you were kind of like, what? And I think I was, yeah, I think I was just one of those people where the characters just drew me in, and then after that, as the storyline picks up, I then, started appreciating the storyline a little bit more. And then I did research. Like, it was the first thing as like a kid that I ever did research on. I mean, Pokemon, sure, there was the games, but that's not research. That's playing a computer game. But no, I started finding out all this useless extra info on Dragon Ball Z, basically. And I just found out that I loved the franchise. I loved the anime. I loved the feel of it. I loved, even to a certain extent, the artwork. The artwork of it really drew me in. I mean, it was kidified, but coming off X-Men and Spider-Man and Pokemon and Digimon, it was in those same realms, but it was blasts and it was flying and it was magical auras and it was dragons and so I think that was kind of my next level.
And that's what drew me into to a certain extent.
Yeah, and then I just became a geek.
Hey, aren't we all? I mean, I don't think we would be even, be friends or anything like that if we weren't both full-on geeks. So,
true.
That's,
yes.
I mean, that's, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it has a certain charm about it, I will say. Like, graphic-wise, it is absolutely stunning whenever I saw the game, especially, like, whenever people were doing their reactions of it, including yours, including, friends of mine who also do YouTube as well. They were doing their reactions to it, and I thought, wow, this is an absolutely, like, very comic book style, organic looking game. And since it takes directly from the anime and everything, I think it's more of an homage to how it was back in the 80s whenever it released. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, I'm currently playing through it on Twitch, and
which, by the way, guys, follow him on Twitch. His link will be down below, just saying.
Oh, thank you. No, but I just meant that, I didn't want to say, oh, I've seen a cutscene. No, but because I'm actually playing it for myself, there is certain cutscenes, you can see it in some of the streams, where I start getting goosebumps because I'm transported right back to the first time viewing it, the first time seeing it, the first time seeing some of those powerful scenes. I mean, I understand that after Dragon Ball Z, we then had Naruto and we had more of the grown-up animes coming about. But before Dragon Ball Z, there wasn't. Not in the UK, anyway. Without putting too much of a label on it, Dragon Ball Z was kind of the UK's way of going into more adult animes, but without forcing it down on necks.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So,
see, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could learn the lessons, or you can just enjoy it, and it's weird people throwing around energy blast. No, but if you're not really there for the storyline, you're just kind of watching it. That's basically what Dragon Ball Z is in a nutshell. It's combat, it's energy blasts, and it's people screaming for half an hour of the show and then 10 minutes of dialogue. Which is brilliant all in itself. But yeah,
You see, this is one of the reasons why I kind of found it comical. Not because I disliked what they were doing. I kind of understood what they were doing with everything, but when I was younger and I was watching Dragon Ball Z and I always heard them screaming, I literally told my mom, I was like, what are they so angry about?
Well, you know what? The first time I have heard now the famous sort of yelling to charge up ki and to, all of that stuff, I was like, what the hell are they doing? I had that moment too, where I was like, Is he angry? Is he being like a samurai and yelling to charge into battle? Like, what's going on here? And then some of the moves for the attacks were just ridiculous. Special beam cannon. Okay, but it's energy based. It's not special and it's not a cannon. Why have you called it special beam cannon? Oh god. So yeah, but I love it. I love how ridiculous it is. Mixed with kind of how powerful some of the scenes can be. Yeah, I just love it. I just love it.
You see, you're the way I am with Resident Evil because that's Resident Evil is my childhood before we started going live, and I'm really intrigued because this is not a planned topic. So guys, we're really going kind of ad lib with this entire podcast. You were talking to me about E3 before.
Yes.
What is this news that you have for me about E3 that all of a sudden got so hyped?
So another little plug for myself, guys. Recently, I've started going through the Arkham games, which is Batman. Brilliant game series. And after Arkham Knight, they said, "Look, guys, we're done." Me and Hipster were actually speaking about it. She was like, yeah, but it was they kind of said they were done, but everyone knew they'd be back. And I was going, no, people think they were back. So depending what side of the line you're on. But I believe it was last year, there was a publicity stunt where Batman's logo was on the side of a building. And it wasn't for a film, and it wasn't for a comic. And it flashed up with one of the villains that has been mentioned in the Arkham series. But as far as I know, there's been no other news about it. So my thinking is either we're going to get a trailer or they're going to announce, and then it will be next year. But yeah, just playing through the Arkham series, I was kind of like, okay, like when's this new game going to be announced?
Yeah, and then whenever you said that, my first thought was, oh, it's probably going to be a VR game because as you guys know, you've seen the predictions that I've made about the past E3 stuff and everything like that. Some of them, some of the OG hipsters who are on this channel were not to toot my own horn, but they know my predictions come true and I'm predicting a VR game or a DLC for Arkham. Just saw that now.
Wow, so you're a DLC?
A DLC possibly as an expansion pack for one of the games, but a full-on game.
Well, Arkham Knight has been out for Arkham Knight came out when the PS4 happened.
Yeah, no, I remember whenever that came out, but I'm maybe they're gonna do some extension work on it, maybe do some plugs or patches that might make it cool.
I think it'll either be a new game or they threw a loop and it's not the Arkham series and this is just a beginning of another Batman franchise game.
Oh my god, what if it's a animated series?
I don't think it was because it was deliberately game graphic. I'm a midget zombie Frenchman. That's what I just thrown into that.
Lord. I think that's going to be the title of this stream. It's going to be the Midget Zombie Frenchman. What the hell?
That should definitely be the title. That should definitely be the title.
Again, for all my French viewers, I love you all. Don't take offense to this, please.
Look, look, guys, if you wasn't watching Hipster's streams, this French zombie dude would not die. Every single stream she would do, I would see that French guy, and he would mock me through the TV. Okay? Nobody else saw it, but he mocked me. Okay? So
I mean, unless you're a short French zombie too, I really don't think there's a reason to be filtered to that you're being mocked,
Look, there are certain characters in video games, and don't ask me why, that infuriate me. I mean, they genuinely, just certain characters, I'm like, you need to die now. Why are you in this game? You are there to torment me, and that is your purpose in life.
That's
I
how I
don't know why.
felt about the puppet from Emily Wants to Play. If you guys have ever seen my playthrough or anybody else's on Emily Wants to Play, there's a puppet. Yeah, that's a cruel mother fluffer. No, I don't like him. He just wants to make me feel as much pain as possible.
And then you have the little nightmares where you just have grabby hands. It's the grabby hands that just wants
I
to
love
hug
Little
you.
Nightmares. Speaking of Little Nightmares, by the way, this year, you guys, the new Little Nightmares is coming out. I'm very, very excited about this. It's good. We haven't gotten a definitive date of when it's going to be arriving, but it is arriving this year.
I'm excited for it to come out so that I can watch you play it.
I'm very excited about this. The fact that we're not going to be in the maw anymore. We're not going to be dealing with the lady or any of like the original characters besides Six and I think a few other children who were locked up in the maw. I really am sensing that it's going to be a very interesting playthrough and we're going to be getting an actual answer as to why everything is the way it is.
I hope so, because they did that game so brilliantly where they give
Yes.
you one answer and then 50 other questions. But
That's
at
true.
the same
Yeah,
time, you loved them for it, but you wanted those answers. You wanted those answers, and that's why you played on.
exactly, and that's how I felt whenever I was playing through the game because I didn't even know that this character's name was Six until I did research on the article or for the article rather, and it was only by the fan's name that they gave what was it, Six? I think the runaway kid in the DLC was a fan name as well, so it really doesn't give us much information to go off
Well,
story wise.
Paul Six, Paul Six went from dude to she to Little Miss to like 50 other
Yeah,
names, and then oh, by the way, she's called Six. It was like Paul
yeah,
Six, Paul, Paul Six,
yeah.
and then she devoured everybody's soul at the end.
She listen. Six is a mood. Like if
Which,
she's hungry, she will devour anything.
which, by the way, guys, go through hipsters playlist of Little Nightmares. And in one of those videos, you will see me say the theory of Six will eventually turn out to be a bad guy. Hipster said no. Everyone said no. Nobody believed me.
I thought she
And
was too adorable for that kind
I
of
called
shit.
it. I called that. No, it was obvious because the thing is just the style of the game. It reminded me a lot of an anti-hero. Gave me
Yeah.
that vibe of, okay, not only is she going to eventually escape, but she's going to be ticked off. At the end, she's not just going to walk out of here. And you never saw her face. You never.
No, you did in certain parts, but you had to look really carefully. And I saw her face in like one of the clips and zoomed
Okay.
in, and it was definitely a little girl.
Oh, because my theory was you never saw her face, which means what is she? And I thought she's one of the creatures, and that's why I called it the way I did, because I genuinely thought the like again the same way it played out. You beat the final boss, and then she is the ultimate, but that sort
Well,
of thing.
there was a theory behind the entire game that Six is the lady's daughter. That's why she is the way she is.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a theory behind that's her daughter, and I was like, oh wait a second, what the hell is this?
oh, that just turns everything on its head.
Yeah,
Wow.
especially like since there was a theory that one of my friends pointed out of where she couldn't have any children, and since Six was the only kid that she could have, that's why she started an orphanage, and she turns like all the like little kids into gnomes so that they can never leave, that they're always with her.
That Little Nightmares just got dark, guys.
Yeah, especially like in the DLC where all and this this really sent me. Like I saw the shadows of the children. And like whenever you were in that room of the furnace area and everything with the runaway kid and all like the little gnomes, if you look really carefully, you guys, you can see that the little gnomes shadows are actually children's shadows.
I must admit, the best part of all of that was the DLC, where you were like, "Oh, no hugs!" And then she'd literally stop gameplay for about 5 minutes to hug one of these damn virtual friggin' things, and you would get so happy about it.
Best part of my life made complete. If I
Yeah,
could just I could die happy knowing that I hugged a gnome.
yeah.
Like that.
Hipster's life is complete.
It is.
Yeah.
But the next topic that I want to discuss right now with you and everyone here who is watching this, well, not live because this is posted, so hello, from the future, or the past, rather. I don't know which. It's all a blur.
It's
Time
future.
is a delusion,
It's future.
okay?
It's
The future past. Hashtag future past. Okay?
Well, whenever you are watching this, we hope that... No, I've got nothing, sorry. French midget zombie, there we go.
French, okay. That's a hashtag. The French midget zombies are
Yeah.
coming. Oh my god.
If you enjoyed this podcast, put that... No, Theo, stop.
No, wait, if you got this far, put down in the comments below hashtag French midget zombie.
Yeah, blood for the blood gods.
Oh god, I thought I heard the end of that. Jesus. So, what we're going to talk about, because the T-Talk that came earlier in the day, by the way, hi, this is coming out on a Friday, so Colonel Sanders is being moved to Monday as the second episode instead of today, because I really wanted the podcast to be today. But if you guys happen to watch the T-Talk that went out earlier, I discussed the leaks that PS4 did, or actually rather Sony did, because I really honestly think it's Sony. I don't think it's just this rando person who's leaking everything, to be quite frank. Of where somebody on 4chan, of all fucking places, leaked all the specs and when and where the PS5 is going to be released.
Okay.
And one of the specs that kind of got me shook, and which really deters me from even buying a PS5 at all, is saying they're having backwards capability, but they're only having backwards compatibility for people who have PS4 games. It's not going to be for older generations. It's only going to be for PS4.
I mean, that's how they've been doing it for a while now, though.
But
So,
the thing is that they said that there was going to be backwards compatibility. They weren't specific before in any other news articles that I saw from the time that I was even beginning to hear about PS5, on whether it was going to be all backwards compatibility or just one console.
people presumed it was going to be the backwards compatibility was going to be PS4.
Not from what I was seeing. Even what was it? One of the people who watches my channel, Peter. Hi, by the way, shout out to Peter. Hi, dude.
Hi, Peter.
He even I believe he even thought that it was going to be like all of the consoles. But then again, like I'm not a PS4 user, so I could be mistaken on that one. But that's the thing. Like I thought it was going to be all consoles.
Here's the thing, right? And I think as much as it would be really cool, right? Here's the way you're going to see it. Let's say that it was. Let's say that you could put a PS1 disc in the PS5 and it would work. Do you really want to see that?
Yes, absolutely, because I want to play all the original Silent Hill games.
No, I get that. Do you, like, on all the specs that you're going to be able to get on the PS5 games, do you then want to see PS1 graphics on a PS5? Because if they are if it was backwards compatibility, that's not HD. That is simply you put the disc in the PS5.
Yeah, that's just a potato. But honestly,
I get it. I get why they're not doing it. I like them to, but I get why they're not.
I get why they're not. I'm kind of butthurt by the fact that they're not. But But that being said, me personally, I'm not speaking for anybody else on this matter. Me personally, I would like to see it because I love retro gaming, and to see how it would play and to see live streams with older games that would
Oh, it's
be able to
brilliant.
be accessible.
It,
Yeah.
it would be. It would be absolutely phenomenal. But I think, again, like the past, how many generations that have done the backwards compatibility, I think it's genuinely or generally been the previous generation of console. So when I heard the backwards compatibility, my head generally went to, okay, there'll be PS4 games on there. I'll be able to put my PS4. When people started saying the other past PlayStation consoles, I thought, okay, it's a nice dream. It's a nice dream, but you guys need to calm your shit right now. Okay, right? No, because it would be really, really nice. But again, my point is, it would be really, really nice. But I, I kind of see why they've done it. PS1 game on the PS5. I mean, it would just it'd be really nice, and it would be a novelty. And I think they know that. And I think, you know, like yourself and like me and possibly like other people, it would be brilliant, and we'd actually use it every day. The majority of people, probably not. They do it for a party, or they do, it would be a novelty. Um, And I think that's why they've not done it. Because you got to think, if they put that into a console now, even the Xbox, PlayStation or Xbox, how many generations worth of stuff they've got to make sure that can actually run? They've got to cram all that stuff into one console. And I can understand why they've not done it. In my eyes, with technology, the more that you put into it, the more risk of it going wrong. The
Yeah, and
360 Red
yeah.
Ring of Death, classic
Oh
example.
gosh, yes.
You know,
That's very true. Yeah, because the thing is that would I love to be able, like you said, would I love to be able to see a lot of those on there? Yeah, absolutely. You got to be realistic about it. Wishful thinking is nice a lot of the
yeah,
time, but personally, we have to understand that you can only do so much with a console, and then we would literally run the risk of it breaking down and getting bugs and all that kind of stuff happening. So we don't want that to happen. But on another note,
you
we
still
also now
want
know the
it to happen.
price. I want it to happen, but I want it to happen within reason of what they can actually feasibly do. That's the thing.
So, okay, so just, I know you were about to say the price, and people are going to kill me because they're going to be like, shut up, Neo, we just want to know the price. But, so let's say that Sony said, okay, you're going to be able to play PS3, PS4, and PS5 games.
What, no
PS5.
PS1?
See, but that's the problem. How far do you take it?
Take it back to PS1. If they're really going to do it in a way that all fans can enjoy it, I really think they should take it just all the way back to PS1 because even on Xbox, you have backwards compatibility all the way to the first console.
Again, it's a novelty, though. To a lot
But
of
so many
people,
people own an Xbox One.
no, I know, no. I know, I know. And to a lot of people, it'd be really cool. I'd love. Oh my god, can you imagine how many generations worth of Dragon Ball Z games would be on my Twitch channel?
I knew you were going to say that. I
If
fucking
they,
knew you were
if
going
they,
to
if
say
they
that.
let me go right back to PS1, my chat. You know what, Sony? If you ever listen to this, I don't know why, but if you ever listen to this and you ever do one mega console, you will be directly responsible for me doing every single Dragon Ball Z game that has ever been released for a Sony or from the PS1 to whatever console you do this magic on, this wizardry that we all want, or most of us want. I will do every single game. I will do every single generation of Dragon Ball Z game.
You know, it's a good thing that YouTube doesn't delete their videos, because I'm holding you accountable for that.
You know I will. I'll have a blast doing that.
And then you're gonna message me at like 5 o'clock in the morning saying, Ariel, help me.
No. I genuinely go through every single game. No problem. I think I've played, apart from the PS3, because I never owned a PS3, so if there was any exclusive Dragon Ball Z games on the PS3, other than those, I think I've played every single Dragon Ball Z game that's been on a Sony console anyway. I think.
We have a super fan here, folks. We have a super fan. I repeat, we have a super fan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, like I was saying, the price,
yes,
which a lot of you mother fluffers want to know. Drumroll, please. It's going to be $500.
What?
$500. Please take your bets right now, people. Where's your liver? Where's your kidney? Put it on the table, because it's going bye-bye.
No, I'm shocked the fact that it's only 500.
Only 500. I
No,
thought
that's
that
a lot of
motherfluffer
money.
was going to be 1,500.
Yeah. I'm like, don't get me wrong, guys. I am not saying that's not a lot of money, but I'm shocked it is only 500. Wow. Is that to be Xbox though? Like,
No,
is
that's for the
strategies
PS5.
going in there? No, but
I have no idea.
Okay.
No idea. I'm going to be doing a review of the trailer, not this week, but next week for the Casual Nerd episode before this,
Okay.
and it's going to be a review of the Xbox trailer itself, because they just released that a couple of days ago, actually.
Oh, and then Sony comes out with the
Yep.
Sony.
Why do you think I think they're mooching off of Xbox?
I see you, Sony. Well played, Sony. Well,
It's exactly what Dragon Ball Z did, because they pickpocketed off of the success of Pokemon. I mean, exactly what they did.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. This has been something that I have been so mad about for years.
There's only possibly 2 Dragon Ball Z characters which can ever be remotely classed as Pokemon. Okay?
I wasn't talking about Dragon Ball Z. I said... Oh, wait, no, I did say Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, you did say Dragon
I meant Digimon, everybody. Correction.
Well, Digimon was fun, though.
Digimon was a ripoff of Pokemon, though. It piggybacked literally off of the success of Pokemon.
Your point is? I watched
It's a ripoff?
as a kid. People divided so much of a line, and I'm like, no, just go.
You know what's actually kind of funny, though? I just thought of a joke in my head. Basically, Pokemon is Instagram, Digimon is versus reality.
Wow.
I don't mean to take a stab at Digimon, but I kind of am, because it's nothing like, Pokemon, even though they tried. They really tried.
Well, okay.
Neo's just shook right now at the fact that I'm even saying this.
I don't see it. Pokemon is...
Because they tried to cover their tracks and make it look as unique as possible. It's okay.
No,
they tried. That's
I
what I'm
get
saying.
with
They
the
tried.
look. I get why people were saying that, but if you actually followed the 2 storylines, they were completely different.
Yeah, I follow the 2 storylines. They have the same mechanics, they have the same mannerisms, even though it's different kinds of creatures.
The same
even
mechanic? You get out of it. Pokemon
No, I look at it from a
imprison
mechanical...
a cute creature into a tiny little prison. That is Pokemon. With Digimon,
Animal rights.
they freely... Yeah, I know, I've just triggered so many people. And I say French midget again, and yeah. Digimon,
I'm going to get sued. I'm going to get sued by the French people. I'm probably going to get sued by YouTube. I'm really trying so hard to understand you're making excuses for them, but it's okay. Keep going, honey.
You know what? I have an excuse. It's midnight here, so um, that's my
Yeah,
excuse.
that's always my excuse too for supporting Digimon.
I'm gonna say. Let me ask you a question, then. Right? What was we know it? Well, your fans know about Resident Evil. We know about your love for it. What was the anime that took over your childhood then? Because you've mentioned Van Helsing, but that was later on. Like, what was the anime that took over your childhood? Because I've been
Besides
interested about this.
actually, it was Helsing. Besides Pokemon, which it is technically an anime and everything like that, but everybody got into Pokemon. I don't consider that like a legit anime, like proper anime. Sorry, Nintendo. But
Yeah, because Sony and Nintendo are going to be really mad at us.
Yeah, I know, right? But the anime that really took over my childhood was Hellsing. Like when I started watching that when I was like 11 or 12 years old, I believe, and I was sitting in my mom's room one night watching HBO, which is a channel here in the States. If people haven't heard of it, it had late night specials where it would run different anime stuff that was considered more so for adults. And I was this 12-year-old kid. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was just sitting there, playing with my Game Boy Color, ghetto ass over here. And I was so enthralled by the theme music that played on the channel. I turned my head instantly, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so cool. So I fell in love with Hellsing. I fell in love with Hellsing Ultimate. I just fell in love with the entire series, especially like spoilers, by the way, for those of you who have not seen Hellsing. Go back a couple of years, watch the entire series, and then come back to this podcast. Why don't you? Thanks so much.
Do time travel for us, okay? Thanks.
A 2-time travel.
Yeah.
But I remember whenever I watched it, the character Police Girl, the entire thing with her and Alucard, like their entire, like what I thought was gonna be like a love interest or something like that. Turns out, he wasn't having any of that human BS. It was just one of those things of where I absolutely loved it. The story. I was always into vampires, like, as a kid growing up, all that kind of thing. And finding that anime, not really knowing that it was an anime. I thought it was just a cartoon. I didn't even know what anime was until I was about 14. And being that person in high school who would just always talk about Hellsing, how great it was, talking about Pokemon. Like, I would literally shop in the little boys section of Walmart for Pokemon t-shirts because they didn't have any in the little girl section.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so it was very, like, back 10 years ago, it was very much, if you wanted to do something a certain way, you had to go according to your gender. And I think a lot of millennials will agree with, who at least grew up in the States, and New Jersey / New York will agree with this in saying that if you were a guy, you liked guy stuff. If you were a girl, you liked girl stuff. Like, I even remember when I was in, like, what was it, elementary school, like we called it CBT. It was one of like those schools for like little kids and everything like that. And I remember coming in to class wearing a Pokemon sweater, and all the girls were like wearing dresses. I was wearing like a Pokemon sweatshirt and jeans.
Yeah.
Because my parents let me wear what I wanted to wear and everything like that. So I was heavily into that stuff, and I legit had, like, not to like be a pity party over here, but I legit had no friends because I liked watching anime, I liked video games, and because I was kind of like this girly tomboy, in a way.
See, it's weird that you say you were like 11 years old, because first time I watched Dragon Ball Z, I must have been about 8 or 9. Like Dragon Ball Z, like that's what I mean. Like, apart from Dragon Ball, I started off with Dragon Ball Z. So it's weird that, if you hadn't have been up that night, then maybe you would have never found anime.
Yeah, probably. Even a few years later, I think I was starting to watch different animes like Naruto. I was watching Bleach. I was watching a lot of those different ones. When I was in college, I started watching The Exorcist, which in English it's Blue Exorcist. And it turned into one of my favorite animes of all time. I love Blue Exorcist so much. Even during college, whenever I was watching Death Note. I was watching so many other animes that I absolutely fell in love with until the movie came out. We don't talk about the movie for Death Note because that was complete trash. Everybody knows it was trash.
The
eh,
the live action series was amazing though.
the what are you talking about? Like the movie that they put on Netflix?
No, the live action series.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about live action series. I'm talking about the live action movie that they did for Netflix
Because they
of
did,
Death Note.
not a lot of people did know this. They actually did two spin-off films off that.
Yeah, they did, and now it doesn't get as much hype.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows me as the wacky DBZ guy. But my, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's um, X-Men, Marvel, Death Note, it's kind of crazy how all the franchises kind of uh, blur in, I guess.
Yeah, and not only that, like I remember around the time of like maybe I think in my early 20s I started getting into Tokyo Ghoul as well.
I got into
And that's
Tokyo
one of my
Ghoul
favorites.
pretty late. Like, I knew no one who was really talking about it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I found Tokyo Ghoul. I want to say probably about 2 years ago. Anime with Gordon Ramsay, because we all know he would have demon form. Just he gets so mad that he just transforms into like this like demon thing that somehow
that makes me want him. That makes me want to hear him say. That makes me want to hear him say "Hami Kamiha."
He'd like somehow eat people's souls if you cooked fish wrong or something like that. Yeah, I need that in my life.
Gordon Ramsay, hi. If you're listening, please make that happen. Thank you.
So in today's podcast, in Hipster's podcast, we have addressed Sony. We have addressed Nintendo. We have addressed that Digimon stole Pokemon, but didn't really. We have addressed Gordon Ramsay. We have addressed Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I don't know, guys. I mean, just addressing Dragon Ball Z, you just get a fantastic podcast.
And not only that, actually, there's something I want to mention right before we have our closing topic is a little bit of an update. And it's something I didn't even say to you guys on Twitter at all because I was trying to keep it hush-hush. It's very difficult for me to keep things hush-hush, believe it or not. But I'm starting a series on my channel come time in 2 months. And the series, drumroll please, is going to be haunted location series based off of video games. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be going to different locations that video games were based off of, and we're going to be doing a docuseries based on all of those locations. So, for example, the first episode that you guys are going to be getting is going to be located in Buffalo, New York, about 2.5 hours away from me, and it's going to be location scouting for what inspired the game Outlast.
I thought you'd go with a Resident Evil game.
Oh, no, that will involve me going to Tokyo. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. Nice.
Or actually, no. The game setting is based in Utah, so that would involve me actually going to Utah. So.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, no, guys, that's the announcement I want to make. It's a new series that's going to be coming onto the channel. This is the first time I'm actually going anywhere to really film location stuff for it, and you don't know, there might be a few guests on the vlog / series that I'm going to be doing, so keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. Hashtag I kind of want Sam and Colby to be in this episode with me right now. If you guys don't know who Sam and Colby are, please go and check them out. They're amazing. Because I actually might have to clarify, because people that are probably going to think, oh my god, they're going to be there. No, they're not. I actually really want them to be in the series that I'm going to be doing, because this is like right up their alley, doing haunted stuff. They always do paranormal activity stuff, so I really would love it if they were to come on this adventure with me to a not only haunted, but somewhat abandoned asylum. That was used for a video game.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but do I do this right now? I haven't spoken
What are you
to
going?
anyone
No, I
about
need. Okay,
this.
we need the info.
Even with Hipster, and if you guys don't know, like I said, I'm one of their clients. So, guys, for people that don't know, here on Hipster's channel, at the moment, I have been doing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the Arkham series, and we have a TNA Evolution every single Wednesday, WWE, which is kind of a role play series with 2K20. But I need a break from the Arkham series. So, what I was thinking is I'm going to be doing a game called This Little War of Mine. But,
Okay, explain.
so This Little War of Mine is a little game that basically you're surviving as a war is going on. It's very dark humor. It doesn't take the piss. It doesn't hold any punches. It's it's basically it's not a side scroller. It's basically a base management / survival game. So next week, guys, if that sounds like your thing, or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because that should be everybody's thing, apart from Hipster, apparently. Then, guys, that's going to be starting next week on my Twitch channel. Also, if I can get enough people, I'm thinking of doing a co-op series. I'm not going to say what game, but just because I don't know if I can get the people for it. But we may be getting a co-op series going through an entire game. Anyway. See, learning from the hipster master.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing, you guys. Like, I preach a lot of things on my channel, but, like, I'm very... And I want to say this right here. That way it's public and it's referenced and can be applicable if anybody needs a little bit of encouragement here and there. I'm very proud of what Neo is doing. I'm very proud of the work that he is doing. So please be sure to check him out. Please, he is growing. He is an up-and-coming content creator on Twitch. So please be sure to check him out. His links will be down in the description below, including his Instagram, which he never uses, but he should use, by the way, just saying.
I don't know, it's Twitter. So do me a favor, guys, and I didn't ask Hipster this, so she's just going to be like, Neo, shush. But I'm going to do it anyway, because it's me, and yeah, I have no filter between my mind and my mouth. Is if you guys would like this conversation to carry on, down below, put hashtag come back DnNeo.
But guys, the last topic that we're going to be discussing before we end off this wonderful podcast is some rapid fire questions. Are you ready, Neo?
Yes.
Okay. So, first question. What is your favorite topping on pizza? Go.
On pizza?
Yes.
Pepperoni.
Favorite way to end your day?
In bed watching content. That sounds so boring.
Okay. I thought that was gonna go in a completely different direction, but okay,
no,
nice. We love it. Spice of life.
No, I mean you know we've both spoken about it. Being a content creator does not just mean focusing on your own stuff. So if I get time, I want to watch other people's content. So.
Oh, you see, that's nice. This is why you should go support them, guys. Go for it. Next question. Favorite candy or favorite sweet, rather?
Favorite sweet? I don't really have one. Like I don't have like a particular brand or anything. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for.
Okay, all right. Oh, favorite Dragon Ball Z character? Go.
Vegeta. Well,
I have no idea who that is. Next question.
Wait, because I will hate myself otherwise. Vegeta / Team Gohan. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm happy.
For people who know who that is. There,
yep.
That team. There you go. Favorite character in a game Period. It can be from any franchise, any game at all. Favorite character ever.
You can't ask me that.
I can. I just did.
Yeah, you really did. Weirdly, a game that emotionally touched me, and it's just off the top of my head, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I'm sure there's like another 1,000 characters I'd put in there, but just it's an amazing game. Like, I have to take breaks from it because I'm not one of those guys that can play like a Skyrim game and go for hours. But yeah, I just love I love Disney and Final Fantasy. I just love that.
I see, that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, well, that was the rapid fire questions. And Neo, do you have any questions for me or the audience or anything like that you would like to ask? That way they can put stuff down in the comments or anything like that? Or are you good to go with your Dragon Ball Z
I
hype?
always have questions. You know, see, this is dangerous. Hipster knows I always have questions. Okay, so one thing I want you guys to do, not for me, but for Hipster, I want you guys to put something down below that you love about her content, and then something that you don't like as much. Like, don't hate, don't be mean, but just go in there, just so then she can see it. Because I know from first-hand experience, numbers are nice. Numbers tell us that you want to come back and you want to watch stuff, and they're really pretty, and we can go X amount of numbers, but they don't tell us. They don't tell us what you guys are thinking. So my question to you is, Hipster, what are you really proud of your content, and what do you know that either you need to tighten up at the end of the day, or like you're going, like you're always like, oh God, I really don't like this bit.
Interesting. Okay, so something I really like about my content, at least, is that
whether it's
how much
game,
I
whether
can.
it's editing, whether it's like just the whole shebang.
Right. You see, a month ago I would have said editing because that's always something I've always loved. But now I say how much, and this isn't to toot my own horn because it's just something that I've noticed, so that's something I really enjoy doing for you guys, is educating you all on something that you might not have known about before. Like the Laura Croft series, for example, all the stuff that I've learned in school about Petiti or Ishel and all of like the Mayan history and everything like that. That was stuff that I learned as a child and stuff that I learned in college, and I'm like, well, I could put this in as extra things. That way it's not just a playthrough, it's something more than that. So that's something I'm really proud that I can bring to you guys.
I love that because I'm the same with Dragon Ball Z. Like that's one lesson I've had to learn of don't say everything all at once. I'm really bad at that. So I've wanted to say everything from start to finish in the anime, and it was like only the first stream. I was like, no, stop it. I think you should do a vampire sit-down series.
Yeah, I should. Like, a lot of people have been asking me that, actually, to do a lecture on it since I wrote a thesis on it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I forgot one thing that I think I need tightening up a bit on my channel.
What's the bit that maybe every single time you're like something you possibly struggle with?
I would think the way that my lighting is a lot of the time. It's very technical stuff. It's not something that for me personally I struggle with because I'm very confident in what I do on the platform. It's more or less stuff that like the lighting needs work, the background, that hella needs work because people are always like, your background scares me. I'm just like, what? It scares you? Okay, all right, Linda. Thanks so much for coming by.
I don't personally get that, but I mean, if a bed and shelves scare you, then sure. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I know my background needs work. I know that my camera, I need to replace it because that camera is like 5 or 6 years old, I believe. But I want to be like, having an upgraded camera. Like, it's all tech stuff that I think needs upgrading. But besides that, if I were to have this question asked about a year or so ago, I would have said, oh, my personality, oh, this, oh, that, oh, the games that I play, this and that, like a bunch of stuff. But now it's just like technical because I'm happy with the content. I'm actually really proud of the content that I delivered for you guys. So hopefully you all feel the same and don't want to slap me.
Well, that shows in your numbers, though. Like, if your own self-confidence is growing in what you're doing, I mean, I know that's something you're always trying to tell me, and it's not there yet. But it shows in your work, and it shows in the people that want to support you and your numbers. I think the fact that you've got to a stage now where you can confidently go, I'm doing this project. Where me, I go, oh God, like, am I going to do this project? Like, I need to ask 50,000 people to see if they want to know this project. Like, you're just like, I'm going to do this project. And that's it. You go and do that project. You know, and that's brilliant.
You guys, Neo's being nice, and I don't know how to tolerate all this niceness. My heart's not going to be able to take it, and you guys are going to see me being emotional. I don't like being emotional.
Guys, this is why you need me back. This is why
it is, so I can become like a soppy mess that has Chinese food. Because I'm actually going to be having Chinese food. I'll be crying over my Chinese food.
That's rude. Having Chinese... One, ruining the Chinese food. And two, having Chinese food when I can't have Chinese food. Chinese food is my favourite food. You're rude.
Okay, you know what? I've had too much influence over this one. Guys, I feel like this is towards the end of the podcast because it's been like, time is flying right now. Like, honestly, whenever you're having fun, whenever you are in good company, that time just flies. So, you guys, if you enjoyed our conversation and you want to see more of it, please be sure to put down in the comments below, hashtag keep the podcast going, or keep, Neo here, continuing on to next time, and we'll continue our podcast. And the reason I'm putting this as the second video of the day is because I got a little inspiration from other YouTubers, which I'm going to name my sources, because I know that a lot of the time whenever we're looking for new content, we're looking for new ways to explore or express ourselves and everything like that. I got some inspiration from Good Mythical Morning, and
yes.
I know that they have those Good Mythical Morning extension podcasts that they do, and it's kind of like their way of extending the show to a degree. So that's kind of like what we're doing. We're extending the Tea Talks in a more free form sort of way. So if you guys like those and you want to ask different suggestions for topics that you want to see and everything like that for the podcast continuing on, be sure to leave that down in the comments below, and I will be definitely looking at them, most certainly, because I look and I read and I reply to most, if not all, the comments. So yeah, if you guys liked our faces, well, we're not showing our faces, but if you liked us and what we do, please be sure to subscribe and follow Neo, subscribe and follow him on Twitch, and hit that bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and double uploads on Friday. And also, be sure to stay casually nerdy, and we will see you in the next video/podcast. Bye, guys.
Bye. 머리를 빗는 이 빗소리 밖엔 비가 오나 봐 들리는 빗방울들이 땅에 떨어지는 소리 전해지는 전생고